finally, after so many years, gets a new form, a form which is so powerful that if he uses it, it will kill him. And so Naruto's great sacrifice has come to fruition here in the Boruto manga. Now, apparently, Naruto had this form inside of him the entire time. Apparently, according to Kurama, he never told Naruto about this form because he was never desperate enough to use it and risk his entire life, which I find a little bit odd because I feel like there's been so many situations where Naruto was on the cusp of dying, facing an enemy of insurmountable odds, and a form like this would have come in handy, so it seems like a little bit of an ass pull. But the enemy that they're facing right now, Ishiki, is by far the strongest opponent they have ever faced. He is a member of the Otsutsuki clan's main family and the leader of the Kara. And basically we learn that the Otsutsuki come to planets in pairs of 2, and his pair was actually Kaguya, if you remember from the end of Naruto Shippuden when Naruto and Sasuke fought the mother of all ninjutsu. Now, we all remember how powerful she was, with just an overwhelming amount of seemingly godlike abilities, and it turns out that Ishiki is actually the stronger of the pair. Kaguya was supposed to be sacrificed to the Ten Tails in order to cultivate the divine tree, and that's why they come in pairs, so that the other one can watch over the tree and cultivate it and eventually eat the chakra fruit that develops. Ishiki's powers seem, again, godlike like Kaguya, and he's even stronger than her. He is by far the most powerful enemy they've ever faced, and you can see that Naruto, Sasuke, and Boruto combined are literally nothing to this opponent. Sasuke has essentially become a sideline character in this arc. And Ishiki's goal, essentially, is to sacrifice Boruto to the Ten Tails. So Boruto has the karma inside of him. Karma is essentially a seal in a way for the Otsutsuki to resurrect themselves. So if I put my karma onto someone else and I die, I would be able to resurrect myself through that other person that I put the karma in, meaning that Boruto will be an Otsutsuki sacrifice for the divine tree since he has the karma inside of him. This is the way that the Otsutsuki, even though they sacrifice themselves for the divine tree, are able to come back to life. So the sacrifice is somewhat meaningless, but their power must be eaten by the Ten Tails for the divine tree, but as long as they've put their karma on someone else, they will be resurrected, meaning that Boruto is the key to cultivating the divine tree and bearing more chakra fruit. And just to catch you guys up who aren't familiar with the Boruto manga, karma basically gives you godlike powers. Since Boruto has karma inside of him, he essentially gets the powers of the Otsutsuki, or at least is able to pull some of the powers from whoever's karma it is out and use them, which is the cause for many of his power boosts. Boruto attempts to fight back, his arm being broken, and Ishiki says that I won't kill you because I need you as a sacrifice, but that doesn't mean I can't hurt you, shattering his arm and also knocking Sasuke into the ground. Sasuke is completely destroyed at this point, and I don't think he'll be fighting much longer. So Naruto, the last hope, is trying to catch back up. He's lost the ability to track everyone's chakra because of these strange blocks that Ishiki has summoned to try and crush Naruto and Sasuke. It did not crush them, but it did separate them. And as Naruto is trying to catch up, Kurama asks Naruto, "What is your plan?" And Naruto replies, "I simply don't have one. I'm ready to throw down my life. I must protect the village," seemingly caring more about the village than his own son's life. And Kurama says there might be a way, telling Naruto that there is a form he is capable of, but it will cost him his own life. And Naruto says that it's worthy sacrifice. When Naruto asks Kurama, "Why didn't you tell me earlier?" Kurama says, "Well, that's because you'll die. But since you'll be killed either way, you can decide." As Naruto enters the battlefield yet again, he kicks Ishiki away and then transforms into his new form. So this could very well be the explanation for why we don't see Naruto or Sasuke in the beginning of the Boruto anime and manga. When we see that Boruto is standing up against Kawaki, Kawaki says, "I'll be sending you to meet the seventh," seemingly implying that Naruto is dead, and it appears that now it is finally coming to fruition. It appears that in the next chapter of the Boruto manga, Naruto very well may die, and that would explain things moving forward, as we will probably get a time skip, but there's still got to be a lot of this arc to go. Even if Naruto does die, that doesn't mean he'll be out of the series forever. As we know in Naruto, there's plenty of ways to resurrect people and speak to the dead, and so even if he does sacrifice himself here, there should be other ways that he could potentially come back or be saved. He could very well get the Might Guy treatment, as Might Guy opened the 8 gates, and Naruto is able to save Might Guy and potentially nullify the effects of the 8th gate being opened by using the power he gained from the Sage of the Six Paths. So there is potential ways that even though Kurama thinks he will die, Naruto very well may not die here, but I think he is going to, and I think that Sasuke may also end up sacrificing himself here in the next upcoming chapters as well, since we don't see him in the future. Now, what are the capabilities of Naruto's new form? We don't know what it's called, and we don't know what it's capable of. I don't really see what else they could give Naruto besides more chakra and more raw power. This seems to be kind of like a fusion of sorts between Naruto and Kurama, just a different variation of some of his previous forms. So what kind of new powers will Naruto get that will make him be able to stand up against Ishiki? Well, we'll have to wait until Boruto chapter 52 is released. I'm Mastar. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a thumbs up, and I'll see you on the next one.